basically a musculoskeletal condition which causes you extreme pain all over the body, fatigue, and other issues that accompany it, such as lack of sleep, irritable bowel syndrome, what we call fibro fog, forgetfulness, brain fog basically. So you are going to do something and then you forget what exactly it was, and you need to keep reminding yourself. Yes. I got my diagnosis in the year 2016, mid-2016, but I started experiencing the symptoms back in 2006. I would get bouts of fatigue and I would go to hospital. I would be given some bed rest. It would clear. Migraines. I remember, now when I look back, even before 2006, I remember a time when I was quite sick at up country, and my mother called a clinical officer from a dispensary nearby, and she came and decided that I had malaria, and they put me on medication. Obviously, you know what malaria medication does to you. It takes you down. Yeah. Now, when I look back, I can tell that that was not malaria, that I was actually experiencing a flare. And I've had a few of those later in life, way before I started experiencing the big symptoms. So first, it was quite difficult at the beginning because first people view you as lazy, or you're using pain as an excuse not to do things, or an escape, and even going to hospital and talking about continuous pain and fatigue, you'd get statements like you're just looking for sick leave. And then there's the religious aspect, where you're told you can pray, it's about your faith. Yeah. I can take you to our church. Yes, yes. Our prophetess, she prayed for someone who had a similar condition. Why don't you come? I'll take you there. A lot of that, and also being told you have it because you are owning it. You have decided that this is my pain. That is why you have kept it. So with time I realized that people speak, first of all, because everything has to have an answer. Yeah. I think that's our society. When you express something, you feel like you need to solve it for me. Yeah. So you'll have to give me a response. And also because they don't understand. Yes. Is the issue of ignorance. So what I decided is that I have to speak out about this issue, because I realize that there are so many people who may be going through the similar aspects, yeah, especially women, and they're afraid to speak because of how they will be judged, yeah, and viewed. And then I think that there are many women in the past who probably lived with similar issues, and they were viewed as lazy bones because such conditions were not known, yeah, and so they were looked down upon in society, and they had no way of expressing it, and it being taken as real. So I have taken it upon myself to speak up about the existence of that condition, and to encourage people who could be going through the same or any other chronic illnesses. The aspects of depression and anxiety, that will come with pain, and imagining that any treatment, when one treatment fails, that the issue is you. It's not that treatment necessarily did not work for you. Because I've also gone through the same, where I've gone through a certain regime of treatment, and the doctor hoped that it will reduce my pain levels by 3 months or so, and it failed within the second week. I realized when you identify people who can give you support, you realize that you're not going through this alone. Then it becomes easier for you mentally and emotionally to handle the issues you're going through. I have to consciously watch my stress levels. I have had to get rid of activities which I would have preferred to be doing. Like I used to, at some point I had adapted running and hiking, and then I realized the effect it was having on especially my shoulders, because this is what propels you. If you're in pain, you can't do much of that, so I had to reduce those activities. There are things that for me were easy to do, like household chores. The things I would prefer doing myself, which I had to realize that not doing them myself and hiring someone to do most of the work in the house does not make me less of a woman. So I had to accept that aspect of my life. I have dropped milk out of my diet. I have reduced on wheat intake. I have reduced on the intake of red meat because of getting irritable bowel syndrome, which is related to the fibromyalgia. First, I seek psychotherapy. I see a clinical psychologist quite frequently, and who has helped me to do things like breathing exercises. Also, the talking helps. Then I have had to work on my social circles to check that the people I associate with are not people who pull me down.
They're not toxic people.
Yes, they're not toxic people. Yes, and also the good thing is that I have a strong family support. Yes, especially my siblings and my spouse and my children. So it has really assisted. I don't hide that I am in pain when they ask, and I think they are also able to observe and realize Mom is in pain. Like my son will come and ask, Mom, are you in pain? And if he finds me looking uncomfortable and I've slept on the chair, he'll actually try to tell me, Mom, I lie down properly, let me cover you. My daughter, who is she's a teenager, she quite understands what happens, and she's very inquisitive, so she'll come and ask me, you feel like you're going through an interview, and she'll ask, what exactly happens? Is it genetic? No, those are the questions you don't want to deal with, because I don't want her to imagine in her mind that she could go through something similar in the future. So, but they're quite understanding. Actually, I think children are the most understanding humans on earth.